Now, when I first came across this video, it honestly felt like a warning. Because after watching the first 4 or 5 clips, I'm starting to realize that more people are waking up and seeing what's actually going on in our country. It's not good, bro. It's a great thing that people are starting to realize it, but if you really look at where the country is going, they don't care about us. And videos like this really prove it. The video is literally titled, "Something is seriously wrong in America and it's getting worse." The sad part is, a lot of people are still slaves to the matrix. The sad part is, a lot of people have not woken up to what's really going on. Leave a like on this video. Get this video to as many people as possible so they can at least start adopting a perspective shift. See what most Americans are living through, rather than keeping them blind to the direction of which we're headed.
Can I just be very real with you? I'm gonna be very real with you, okay? You might be like, ew. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm tired. I'm tired of everything I thought that was good in this country growing up not being what it actually is. I'm tired of everything not being what it was told to me to be. I'm tired of the fact that I served in the military, okay? I went overseas, I protected the poppy fields in Afghanistan, and guess what? That's all I was really there for. I wasn't there for any type of real patriotic anything. I was there to subjugate a Middle Eastern country, probably on the behest of another Middle Eastern country. I'm tired of finding out everything about my food has been a lie to me. I'm tired of figuring out everything about our government has been a lie. I'm tired of figuring out that sports, something that I love at the professional level, is just a giant circus. They just want you to bet. They just want you to drink. They just want you to spend money. I'm tired of every single moment of my life being treated like it's just like I'm a walking pay stub for them. Every moment I'm being marketed to, every moment my data is being utilized so that ads can be more perfect to give a higher likelihood that maybe I will purchase now or in the future. I hate that everything's becoming a subscription. I hate that the tech bros are slowly winning and turning this into a tech surveillance state. I'm tired that everything politically is so divided that no one can even talk about it without getting angry. I'm tired that we can't make any progress. I'm tired that we can't get on the same page. I'm tired that we've seen everything happen since the Epstein list. We have plenty of reason to do something about this as a people, and nothing has happened, myself included. I'm tired of not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, guys. I'm tired of not being able to come on here and tell you, look, housing prices are going to come down to X because of Y. Hey, they created this new affordable product here to help people to be able to travel, and they're going to take care of this, that, and the third. Or, hey, they actually fixed wages. You're going to be able to work hard and make good money and make a lifestyle for you here in America. It's only going to take 3 years. Here's the plan. Like, I wish they had that. I wish there was legislation that was coming out about term limits, age limits, insider trading, getting corporate and federal, or corporate and country... corporate and foreign lobbying out of our Congress. I wish to God I could get on here and tell
Bro had to lock in for a second. Bro had to lock in for a second.
you that they destabilized the carried interest loophole, that 20 and 2 is gone for private equity. I wish I could tell you that they reinstated Glass-Steagall, that they got rid of this 2004 margin rule change, that Citizens United has been overturned. I wish I could tell you these things. And we know that they need to be done. We know that the greedflation, because of unfettered corporate spend and greed since COVID, led us to a world where this K-shaped economy feels like the bottom shape of the K is dying financially. And the top side of the 10, the top 10% of the economy that's doing good since COVID, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people, by the way. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a Nepo baby. I earned it, but like, I'm one of those people. I can still see those people struggling, though. I'm still trying to do what I can to help that person. I don't do enough. I can do more. I can volunteer more at like a food bank. I could get more involved in my local community, local politics, local boards. I could do more. We could all do more to help our fellow man. But why is it we're watching our fellow man have the rug pulled out from under them? We're yelling that the rug has been pulled out from under them, and everyone's like, why are you being so political? I just want people to be able to survive, eat food, and have a shelter. I don't want people to go bankrupt because of a hospital bill. I don't want someone to have to work 3 jobs to get by. I don't want a single mom to think it's impossible. I don't want 12% of under 30-year-olds to not be married or have a kid. I don't want everyone to just rent something and be happy. That's not fun. Having a garden's fun. Being able to play with your kids in the backyard is fun. Painting your house pink if you want is fun. Okay?
Facts.
I want us to be able to have fun in our life. I want us to be able to live this life and enjoy this life and love the people around us and bring up real community and have real friends and have real connections and not be socially distanced and not be just kept behind these screens all the time. I want to connect. I know you want that maybe too. I want my family and my daughter to walk into a labor market that isn't controlled by robots and AI running around everywhere. They're shooting lasers. Like, I don't want this future lily pads toward economic totalitarianism that we are on.
I'm not gonna lie, the greatest psyop that they all convinced us to live. And I low-key want to say is just human nature. I low-key want to say that they didn't even enforce this. This is almost just how we think. They try to make it so that everyone is in survival. If you're trying to survive, you're not going to focus on helping somebody else. This man literally just said he's in the top 10% of people after COVID, and yet he hasn't even been doing the things he knows he should be doing to help people around him. It's like he's making this video saying some very, 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 very valid points. And I agree with 95% of what he's saying. But then there's that 5% of where he goes, including myself, I know I should be doing something, but I'm not. And then he continues the rant. And then he says, I know I should be doing more, but I'm not. And continues the rant. It only changes when people start taking action. Like, I want that to be understood. Life only changes when you yourself start to take action. You have to be the change you want to see. That is not just a cliche saying. If you want to start helping people in your community, then start helping people in your community.
We are on a path where they will continue to divide us between blue and red until they have all the green. I'm tired of learning that they know exactly what's going on in our economy and they fail to do anything about it. I hate the fact that the next time our economy wobbles, they're just going to bail out banks and print money. I hate it. I hate it all the way down to the founding of the country.
Crazy, bro.
There's so much that is corrupt and it just institutionally bad. And we're seeing it now in real time, maybe because of social media and the internet.
Smoking mirrors, bro.
Maybe just because of social media, internet, because since the central banking epidemic that happened from 1907 to 1913 that led into the Great New Deal, the Bretton Woods Agreement, the Nixon shock, and then getting into, you have the Powell Memo and the Fair Credit Act Union and around that time, and then you have Reaganomics, and then you have NAFTA, and then you have Glass-Steagall, all the way up to the 2008 housing crash, Citizens United, like walking through all of it. It's like, wow, we've really been on this path of totalitarianism for some time. And now it's like we're realizing it. Now it's like we're finally seeing it come to light. We want to stop it. We don't know how. I'm not saying I have the solution, but man, I get tired of watching day by day people get just a fire under their butt for we need to make change, only to see that change not come to fruition, only to see that group that they were a part of fall apart, only to see the energy dilapidate from what was originally something that was very strong.
Sounds like you.
And I think there's a lot of energy right now that is sitting as stagnant energy in this country that could be turned into kinetic energy if we move together as one. If we started to grow together, if we started to come together with ideas, with movements, with ways that we can actually just connect at a human level and understand at a human level that we can do better for each other as humans.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree. But what he just described about people who have that enthusiasm but then no action, it sounds like he's speaking about himself, bro. Like, the American way of life as a whole is completely smoking mirrors. It's a complete psyop. They've done a phenomenal way of convincing people to live this certain lifestyle. Put yourself more and more in debt. Stay under our control. Listen to what we tell you. And like he just said, being a walking pay stub for the elite.
Guys, the American dream is dead. I recently had a client that sold his business, and he sold it to private equity. And what he told me was mind-blowing. So he sold it to private equity, and he said if he didn't sell it now, he wouldn't be able to sell it in the future. And he also won't be able to compete because what they're doing is they're buying up all the small construction companies and sourcing materials cheaper than anybody else. So in effect, if you want to start a business and you don't have one already, you won't be able to compete with them. So the idea of going out and creating a business, creating something from nothing, doesn't exist because you won't be able to get materials. You won't be able to get the basics to start a business cheaper than what the private equity company can get. And that means that you can't go out and start a business because private equity is going to control the market. And it's not for anything other than they have these rich elite assholes have nothing better to invest in. They can't find a different investment other than to buy the small companies, buy the little guys, and control it so that your children won't be able to start a business. So yeah,
You can
The
start a
idea of
business. You can 100. It's 2026. You can 100% start a business. Maybe not a business that requires physical product, because he's 100% right. Private equity is always going to have a better deal, a better connect, a better wholesaler, a better distributor. But you can 100% start an outsourcing business. You can 100% start a wholesale real estate business. You can 100% start an e-com business. You can 100% start there are so many different businesses to start. All you literally have to do is go on to ChatGPT and have a conversation with it. Not about your fucking hopes and dreams in life. No, no, this is not my hopes and dreams. ChatGPT, I need you to give me the 10 most lucrative business ideas in 2026 that can earn me potentially $100,000 within the next year. Tell ChatGPT that prompt. See what it says. Tell ChatGPT some of your interests. I'm not necessarily interested in doing X, Y, and Z. My skill set is X, Y, and Z. How can I apply what I already know, and what other skills can I learn in order to be successful in da-da-da-da type of business? And ChatGPT will give it to you, bro. It will lay it out. And then you can even ask, based on the answer that you gave me, chat, how can I start this business within the next 3 months? Give me a step-by-step detailed plan on a week-by-week basis that will have this business started in the next 3 months. Have that conversation with ChatGPT. If you spend at least 2 hours on ChatGPT, you will have an entire business plan that can make you $100,000 in the next year, and you will have it started in the next 3 months. You just have to do it. I can't do it for you. I just gave you the game. The only reason why I am where I am is because before ChatGPT, I was on Google. Top 10 business ideas in 2020. What are the most profitable ways to make money online in 2019? I started drop shipping. I started Amazon affiliate. I started copywriting. I even looked into real estate wholesaling. I did YouTube. I did Twitch streaming. I did everything that you see online. I did day trading. Every single business that you see online, I've done it, bro. I've at least tried for at least 3 months. I've tried. I put time into it, put research into it. Sometimes I even had to put money into it. But there are so many ways to start businesses for free in 2026 that what this guy is saying can only pertain to business that require you to buy a physical product, honestly speaking.
starting business, creating something from nothing. The American dream is no longer a thing. Have a good day.
Everything is so expensive right now, and I don't understand how people aren't talking about it. We don't make enough money. Collectively, we do not make enough money. The price of things are not keeping up with how much we're getting paid. And it's infuriating to me for people to say that people just need to work harder, people need to get different specialized degrees, people need to start their own businesses. That's not the answer. The answer is that billionaires are hoarding wealth. And this system is set up to fail. And I'm just infuriated by it. I can't get ahead. Every month I try to get ahead and I can't get ahead.
But I was thinking about this shit the other day. There are people who get paid $20 an hour. If your work right now, let me know in the comments. You don't have to tell me how much you make, but this is something to think about. There are people who get paid $20 an hour at their job. If you go to Chick-fil-A and you get a Chick-fil-A deluxe meal with fries, soda, and a sandwich, you just invested 1 hour of work into one meal. It cost you 1 hour of your life to pay for that meal. That is a scary thought, bro. A Chick-fil-A deluxe meal is like $15 or some shit like that, $14. That's almost what you get paid every single hour. When I thought about that, it makes me realize that 100% this system is not designed for people to win, bro. It's not. It is possible, but the system is not designed for people to win. But it is possible. I promise you that.
And I don't know how to cope with that. I don't know how to cope with that. Everything is so expensive, especially in the last 6 months. I can barely get by. So I don't know how I'm supposed to retain hope. Am I supposed to get a doctorate so that I can afford a studio apartment? Like, is that where we're getting to at this point? Like, I don't know what the answer is to this, but it's so fucking bad. And I just wanted to get on here and tell you, if you are experiencing the same thing, you're so not alone. Everything is so expensive, and it's infuriating to me.
I don't understand how everyone's affording so much stuff in life, and my husband and I just seem to like be skating by. And I mean, I'm not complaining. We are very, very lucky, but it just feels like I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm not making enough money, but everybody around us seems to have like big homes that they're buying, like very expensive homes, cars, very expensive cars, vacations, dinners out, boats, weekends away, like stuff they're just always buying, they're always doing. And I know everybody says like, oh, well, they're probably in credit card debt, but I just can't wrap my head around that. They are making a ton of money, and I don't know what we're doing wrong. My husband works a full-time job. I work a full-time job. We both have part-time jobs. I do extra things. What are we doing wrong? And how can I make more money? That's all I want to know.
That is a great question to ask. Phenomenal question. Susan, I like where your mind is headed. Take those questions and start doing research. I'm always going to be an advocate for this because I feel like we are conditioned to live this life of school, graduate, work, die. That is the life that we are fed. That is a life that we are conditioned to live. That is a life that we see our grandparents, our great-grandparents. That is the life that Americans are bred to inherit. Once you start questioning social norms, once you start thinking outside the box and you start looking around and you start saying to yourself, damn, that person just bought an $800,000 house and he drives a $100,000 car. That mortgage is most likely $4,000 a month, and that car payment is most likely $400 a month. That means it cost him $4,500 just to have a house and a car. $4,500 a month is around $60,000 a year just to have a house and a car. That is some people's annual income being spent on a house and a car. Then you got groceries. Then you got health insurance. Then you got life insurance. Then you have gym memberships. Then you have date nights. Then you have vacation days. Then you have all these things. There are ways to make a lot of money. If there weren't, then there wouldn't be people who make a lot of money. You just have to find the ways. Do a little research, bro. The ChatGPT method I just told y'all, apply it, please. I'm begging y'all. Like I'm begging you, just try it. It doesn't hurt to try. The worst thing that's gonna happen is that you're in the same position. The best thing that can happen is that you can change your life. Just try it, bro.
Okay, real quick. To my kids and my grandkids, I'm sorry that you have to grow up in this world right now. I was born in the 60s. I'm Generation X. I'm old Generation X. I was born in 1965, and that's when it starts. So I was 5 years old when 1970 came around, and I remember when I was 5. I remember when I was 4. I remember 1969. Before that, I don't remember much, just little flashes. But then in the 70s, I grew up in the 70s. The world, you know, I think we were still in Vietnam, but for us kids, we didn't care, you know, when we weren't thinking about it. But it was a great time. Christmases and all the whole family, the cousins, and there's no technology, you know. The holidays were magical. Our parents were great. The cars were awesome. The music was awesome. And then I became a teenager. 1980s. That was the best decade in my lifetime. The music, the big hair, the roller skating, the friendships, the movies. I could go on and on and on. It was the best. We weren't worried about anything. McDonald's was a treat. We weren't eating that every day. We were eating home-cooked meals every day.
Amen to that.
High school. Yeah, it's tough for some kids, but for me, it was high school. It wasn't nothing big. We had friends and we had a great time. I played some sports. And I was no big guy on campus though, but I had my girlfriends and my first loves and all that. And it was just a wonderful time. It was the best. And the 90s came around and now I'm growing up. And it was still a decent life, still good, but we had to grow up, And then the 2000s came around, and by this time I'm in my mid-30s. And I finally had to find a career and stop playing around and be a dad, be responsible. And all through the 2000s until now, until COVID, right around when COVID hit, it was okay. It was good, it was okay. But now, with the right and the left, the separation of people, it's just, I feel in my heart that evil has swept up in this world.
Facts.
I'm a Christian. I do believe Jesus Christ is coming back very soon. But I hope it's sooner than later, because I don't want my kids and my grandkids living in this world anymore. This world sucks right now.
Facts.
It really does. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all you young people. Not being able to buy a house. Yeah. It wasn't like this for us. It was not like this. And as OG Gen X, I apologize that it's come down to this. We didn't mean for this to happen, but it is what it is. So, stay strong. Try to forgive, and look to God to make your life better.
This was probably the realest video in this entire compilation, bro. Honestly, like, I really respect where this guy's coming from, because I feel like he's looking at it from every perspective based on every phase that he's lived. Ending it off by saying evil has swept into this world. And I agree, bro. I wholeheartedly agree. Shout out to this gentleman right here. But listen, I'm going to end this video here. I'm genuinely curious to know your thoughts in the comments down below. There's a lot going on and there are major shifts occurring. I'm the strongest advocate for being proactive rather than being a victim. Even though you may not like where the world is going, act on it. If you don't like where it's going, act on it. Make decisions for change. If you're just going with the flow and you're tired of being a victim of this effed up economy, this effed up world, this effed up way of thinking, act on it. Any single thing that you feel that needs to change in your life, act on it. Don't sit around and point fingers and ask for someone else to change things when you should be the change that you want to see. A mental change, a moral change, a mental change, a physical change, a financial change, an economic change, a cultural change, a marital change, educational change. Whatever change you want to see, be that change. That is the only way things are going to change, by law. That's the only way it's going to change. There's no other way for things to change unless you change. That's just how life is, bro. I'm in this here. Leave a like down below, and I'm going to catch y'all next one, man. Peace.